Negative news tends to take quite a stronger presence than that of good, because there is a lot of people, or there are, sorry, a lot of people who are also asking, even persons with permits, work permits and residence permits, who recognize and are law-abiding. They said, reached out to me and said, Minister, yes, please look into the situation for us, because we have a lot of undocumented persons that are taking up the jobs, which is jeopardizing
their own,
their permits. Yes, and so there was a balance, but of course, negative presence takes, negative media, I would say, tends to take a louder stance. But the actuality is, when we look at the responsibility from a social perspective, this affects every ministry. The Minister of Finance has an obligation to find funding for those who are unemployed. The Minister of Social or VSA has to look at the social aspect. We have to look at persons that are seeking legal aid. You know, are these persons that are seeking legal aid seeking to fight an employer who, first of all, hired them illegally? You have to look at housing. You have to look at the job market. You have to look at every aspect of how it affects the country. And we want to be safe, yes? And so wanting to be safe, hard and difficult decisions need to be made. Proper evaluations has to be done. And as a people, we need to be able to be honest about what our reality is and what steps and measures has to be taken to balance that out.
Now, in the former Netherlands Antilles, we used to have a lot of immigration control and so forth. Did that happen since then?
I will tell you that I don't believe it has. I'm not a proponent of raids. I'm not really a fan.
That's why I didn't use that word.
That's not what I'm looking at. Hence the reason that it was communicated that if you know your situation, then you have to identify the best course of action, considering. In some instances, though, you will have persons that they know their situation is not good, but they are, I guess, hopeful that it would get better. But with COVID, even after Hurricane Irma, we had our financial challenges since then. What is the Minister of Justice seeking? The Minister of Justice, at least in my capacity, is seeking that we have everybody legally on the island. We have everybody that is contributing financially when we talk about taxes, etc. Because looking at our financial state at this moment, wouldn't it be positive for a country if everyone is contributing to our coffers? Then we wouldn't have to be so needy, so reliant on other aspects being able to support us. So you want to be able to have a society where everybody is contributing to the welfare of the country. We can balance it out. But if you have the scale tipped, where everybody's benefiting from the country, but not everyone is contributing to it, that is a negative position to be in. You know, we're going to get there. There's a lot of people and a lot of different scenarios on the island that has to be assessed case by case. And so that is what the Immigration Department, along with my person as Minister of Justice, we have a management team, we have regular meetings, we're doing our discovery, we're in the process of identifying for a situation analysis to be executed by an independent consultancy, because the reality is we need to, as a country, identify where we are and where we want to go.